There comes a moment in every person's life when everything feels stuck. You wake up in the morning and the days look the same. The dreams you once had feel distant. The energy you once carried feels heavy. You start asking yourself questions like, is this all my life will ever be? Why am I not where I want to be? Why do others seem to move forward while I stay here? But what if I told you something powerful today? Your entire life can change with one decision. Not 10 decisions. Not 100. Just one. One moment of courage. One moment of clarity. One moment where you decide that your life will no longer stay the same. Because every transformation in history started with a single decision. The decision to try. The decision to start. The decision to refuse to quit. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you are standing in front of one of those moments. The power of one decision. People often believe that success comes from big opportunities, luck, or perfect timing. But that's not the truth. Success begins the moment someone decides, I will not live like this anymore. Think about it. Every successful person you admire once stood where you stand today. Confused. Uncertain. Afraid. But they made a decision. Someone decided to start a business. Someone decided to wake up earlier. Someone decided to learn a skill. Someone decided to leave a toxic environment. Someone decided to believe in themselves. And that one decision started a chain reaction that changed their entire life. The reality is this. Your life right now is the result of the decisions you made yesterday. And the life you will live tomorrow depends on the decisions you make today. The moment everything changes. Most people think life changes slowly. But sometimes life changes in a single moment. A moment when you say, I will no longer accept average. I will no longer allow fear to control me. I will no longer delay my dreams. That moment is powerful because it shifts your identity. You stop being someone who wishes and become someone who acts. And action changes everything. Because dreams without decisions are just fantasies. But dreams backed by decisions become reality. Why most people stay stuck? If one decision can change everything, why do so many people remain stuck? Because decisions require courage. They require stepping into the unknown. And the unknown scares people. People stay in jobs they hate. They stay in environments that drain them. They stay in routines that keep them small. Not because they want to. But because change feels risky. But let me tell you something important. Staying the same is the biggest risk of all. Because time never stops moving. Years pass. Opportunities disappear. Dreams slowly fade. And one day people wake up realizing they lived a life they never truly wanted. All because they never made the decision. The decision that creates momentum. Here is something powerful about decisions. When you make a real decision, your mind begins to change. Your focus changes. Your actions change. Your habits change. And once habits change, your life begins to change. Imagine someone deciding today, I will improve myself every single day. That decision alone leads to new habits. Reading. Learning. Working harder. Thinking differently. And those habits slowly build a new life. The transformation doesn't happen overnight. But it starts the moment the decision is made. Small decisions create massive results. Many people wait for a huge opportunity. But life doesn't change through huge moments. Life changes through small daily decisions. Deciding to wake up 1 hour earlier. Deciding to exercise. Deciding to stop wasting time. Deciding to learn instead of complain. Deciding to believe in yourself when nobody else does. Each of these decisions may seem small. But when repeated every day, they create unstoppable momentum. A year from now, your life could look completely different. All because you made one powerful decision today. The decision to believe in yourself. One of the most important decisions you can make is the decision to believe in yourself. Because the world will test your confidence. People will doubt you. Some will laugh at your dreams. Some will say your goals are unrealistic. But every successful person had critics. The difference is they didn't let those voices decide their future. They made a decision. I believe in myself. Even when results were slow. Even when failure appeared. Even when nobody supported them. They kept moving forward. And eventually, the same people who doubted them were forced to respect them. Fear will always be there. Let's be honest. Making a decision to change your life is scary. Fear will appear. Your mind will say things like, what if you fail? What if people judge you? What if it doesn't work? But here's the truth. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a signal that you are about to grow. Every great achievement begins outside your comfort zone. The moment you choose courage over comfort, your life begins to expand. One step can change everything. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to take the first step. The first workout. The first video. The first business idea. The first book. The first application. The first attempt. Because clarity comes from action, not overthinking. Most people wait for confidence before they start. But confidence comes after you start. Your future self is waiting. Imagine meeting your future self 5 years from now. A stronger version of you. A wiser version of you. A more successful version of you. That version of you is not created by luck. That version of you is created by the decisions you make today. The decision to grow. The decision to fight. The decision to keep going when others quit. And if you make that decision today, something powerful will begin. Your future will start shifting. Your mindset will start expanding. Your life will start moving in a completely different direction. The choice is yours. Right now, there are 2 paths in front of you. The first path is easy. Stay comfortable. Stay where you are. Keep doing the same things. But that path leads to the same life. The second path requires courage. It requires discipline. It requires belief. But that path leads to growth, success, and a life you are proud of. And the distance between those 2 lives is only one decision. You are one decision away from waking up earlier. You are one decision away from chasing your dream. You are one decision away from changing your mindset. You are one decision away from transforming your future. The question is not whether the opportunity exists. The question is, will you make the decision? Because the moment you decide, your new life begins. The truth about life is this. Most people are not trapped by their circumstances. They are trapped by indecision. They wait. They hesitate. They overthink. Days become months. Months become years. And before they realize it, the opportunity to change has passed them by. But the people who transform their lives are different. They don't wait forever. They decide. Because a decision is powerful. A decision sends a signal to your mind that says, something is about to change. And once your mind accepts that change is coming, everything inside you begins to shift. Your focus sharpens. Your energy increases. Your determination grows. And suddenly the impossible begins to feel possible. The dangerous comfort zone. Comfort feels safe. But comfort can quietly destroy dreams. Inside the comfort zone, nothing challenges you. Nothing pushes you. Nothing forces you to grow. And while it feels peaceful, it slowly steals your potential. Every dream you have lives outside that comfort zone. The promotion you want. The business you want to build. The healthier body you want. The confidence you want. All of it exists on the other side of a decision to step beyond what feels easy. And that step is never comfortable. But it is always worth it. The moment you stop making excuses. One decision that changes everything is the decision to stop making excuses. Excuses are easy. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I'm not talented enough. I'm too young. I'm too old. Excuses protect you from failure. But they also protect you from success. The moment you stop blaming circumstances and start taking responsibility, your life becomes powerful. Because responsibility gives you control. If your life is your responsibility, then you also have the power to change it. And that realization is life-changing. Discipline is a decision. People often think discipline is something you either have or don't have. But discipline is not a personality trait. Discipline is a decision you make every day. A decision to wake up when you said you would. A decision to work when you feel tired. A decision to continue when motivation disappears. Because motivation is temporary. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Other days you will feel exhausted. But discipline continues when motivation fades. And those disciplined days are what create extraordinary lives. The decision to outgrow your past. Your past does not define your future. But many people allow it to. Maybe you failed before. Maybe someone told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you grew up in an environment that limited your belief. But none of those things decide who you will become. Only your decisions do. Every successful person has a past. Some were rejected. Some failed many times. Some came from nothing. But they refused to let the past become a life sentence. They made a decision. I will become more than where I started. And that decision changed their story. Failure is not the end. One reason people avoid making bold decisions is the fear of failure. But failure is misunderstood. Failure is not proof that you are incapable. Failure is proof that you tried. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful entrepreneur once made mistakes. Every confident speaker once felt nervous. Failure is simply part of growth. In fact, failure often becomes the teacher that success could never be. It shows you what works and what doesn't. It forces you to adapt. It strengthens your resilience. And eventually it prepares you for the breakthrough. Your environment matters. Another powerful decision you can make is the decision to change your environment. Environment influences everything. The people around you. The conversations you hear. The ideas that surround you. If you spend time around negativity, doubt will grow inside you. But if you surround yourself with growth, ambition, and positivity, your mindset expands. Successful people are careful about their environment. They choose friends who challenge them. They listen to ideas that inspire them. They spend time learning instead of complaining. And those choices shape their future. The decision to invest in yourself. The best investment you will ever make is the investment in yourself. Your knowledge. Your skills. Your mindset. Because no one can take those things away from you. Money can disappear. Opportunities can change. But the person you become will always stay with you. Every book you read. Every skill you learn. Every lesson you absorb. All of it compounds over time. And eventually it transforms you into someone capable of achieving things you once thought were impossible. Consistency beats intensity. Many people start strong. They feel inspired. They work extremely hard for a few days. And then they stop. But real transformation comes from consistency. Small efforts repeated every day. 1 hour of learning every day. One workout every day. One step toward your goal every day. These small actions may seem insignificant at first. But over time they build unstoppable momentum. And momentum is what creates lasting change. The future is built today. One of the biggest illusions in life is believing that the future will somehow fix itself. But the future is not created tomorrow. The future is created today. What you do today matters. The habits you choose today matter. The decisions you make today matter. Because today becomes tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes your life. So if you want a different future, you must begin building it now. Your decision can inspire others. Here is something powerful about choosing growth. When you change your life, you inspire others. Your courage encourages someone else to be brave. Your discipline motivates someone else to work harder. Your success shows someone else what is possible. You may not realize it, but people are watching. Family members. Friends. Strangers. And when they see you refuse to quit, it gives them permission to chase their own dreams. The day you decide. There will come a day when you look back at your life. And you will remember the moment everything began to change. Not because everything was perfect. Not because the path was easy. But because you made a decision. A decision to stop settling. A decision to stop doubting. A decision to stop waiting. And start building the life you deserve. That moment might be today. Right now. As you listen to these words. Because the distance between who you are today and who you could become tomorrow is not as big as it seems. It is only one decision. There is a silent truth about success that most people never talk about. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is not perfect timing. It is the courage to decide when everyone else is hesitating. Because life rewards action. And action begins with a decision. Some people spend years waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment rarely arrives. Instead, successful people create their moment by deciding that now is the time. Not next year. Not next month. Not someday. Now. The hidden cost of waiting. Waiting feels harmless. You tell yourself you will start tomorrow. You tell yourself you just need more time. But every day you delay, something invisible happens. Opportunities move on. Confidence weakens. Dreams slowly lose their urgency. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to begin. That's why the most powerful moment in your life is the moment you stop waiting. Because once you stop waiting, you start moving. And movement creates progress. The decision to be different. The world is full of people who follow the crowd. They think the same. They act the same. They settle for the same average life. But the people who change their lives make a different decision. They decide not to live like everyone else. They decide to think bigger. To work harder. To push further than what society expects. That decision separates leaders from followers. It separates dreamers from achievers. Because extraordinary lives are never created by ordinary decisions. The power of personal standards. Your life will always rise or fall to the standards you set for yourself. If your standards are low, your results will stay small. But the moment you raise your standards, everything begins to change. You stop accepting excuses. You stop tolerating laziness. You stop allowing distractions to control your time. Instead, you demand more from yourself. And that demand pushes you toward growth. Successful people are not perfect. But they refuse to live below their potential. That refusal begins with a decision. The hard days will come. No decision to change your life will be easy. There will be hard days. Days when progress feels slow. Days when doubt creeps in. Days when quitting seems easier. But those days are part of the journey. Every champion faces them. Every entrepreneur experiences them. Every person who achieves greatness goes through them. The difference is that they keep going. They remember why they started. And they refuse to allow temporary struggle to stop permanent growth. You are stronger than you think. Many people underestimate themselves. They believe they are not capable of great things. But that belief is rarely true. Human potential is incredible. People have built businesses from nothing. People have transformed their health. People have risen from failure to success. People have turned pain into power. And the reason they did it is not because they were special. It's because they decided not to give up. The strength you need is already inside you. But it only appears when you make the decision to use it. Growth requires sacrifice. Another truth about changing your life is this. Growth requires sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice comfort. You may have to sacrifice entertainment. You may have to sacrifice the approval of people who don't understand your vision. But every sacrifice you make for your future is an investment. An investment in the life you want to live. And when that life finally arrives, those sacrifices will feel small compared to the rewards. The decision to control your mind. One of the most important decisions you can make is the decision to control your thoughts. Your mind is powerful. If you allow negative thoughts to dominate, they will drain your energy. But if you train your mind to focus on growth and possibility, your entire perspective changes. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," you begin saying, "I will figure it out." Instead of saying, "This is impossible," you begin saying, "This is a challenge I will overcome." And that shift in thinking changes the way you approach every obstacle. The compound effect of daily choices. Life is not changed by one giant moment. Life is changed by small decisions repeated consistently. Choosing to learn instead of scroll. Choosing to work instead of procrastinate. Choosing discipline instead of comfort. Each of these choices compounds over time. Just like interest in a bank account, your efforts grow. At first the progress is invisible. But eventually it becomes undeniable. And suddenly people say something surprising. Overnight success. But they didn't see the hundreds of decisions that built that success over time. The courage to start before you are ready. One of the biggest myths about success is that you must feel ready before you begin. But nobody ever feels completely ready. If you wait until you feel confident, prepared, and fearless, you may wait forever. The people who change their lives start before they feel ready. They start when they are uncertain. They start when they are nervous. They start when they are still learning. Because action creates clarity. And clarity creates confidence. The decision that shapes your destiny. Your destiny is not written by fate. It is written by your decisions. Every choice you make moves you toward a certain future. The decision to learn moves you toward growth. The decision to work moves you toward success. The decision to quit moves you toward regret. And when you understand this, you realize something powerful. You are not powerless. You are the author of your story. Imagine your life 1 year from now. Imagine what your life could look like 1 year from today if you made one powerful decision. 1 year of discipline. 1 year of learning. 1 year of consistent effort. Your confidence would grow. Your skills would improve. Your opportunities would expand. You would not be the same person. That future version of you is waiting for one thing. Your decision. The world needs your potential. There is something unique about you. Your ideas. Your creativity. Your voice. Your abilities. The world needs people who are willing to develop their potential. But potential means nothing without action. And action begins with a decision. A decision to stop hiding your gifts. A decision to develop your strengths. A decision to bring your best into the world. This could be the turning point. Every great story has a turning point. A moment when the hero decides to rise. A moment when everything begins to change. That moment might not look dramatic. It might simply be a quiet decision in your mind. A decision that says, I will no longer live small. I will no longer delay my dreams. I will no longer doubt what I am capable of. And from that moment forward, your path begins to shift. Because you are not waiting anymore. You are deciding. And remember this powerful truth. You are one decision away from changing your habits. You are one decision away from transforming your mindset. You are one decision away from unlocking your potential. You are one decision away from a completely different life. The only question left is, what will you decide today? Your future self is watching. Picture yourself 10 years from today. Your future self is looking back at this exact moment. And your future self is asking one question. Did you take the chance? Did you start when it was uncomfortable? Did you work when it was difficult? Did you keep going when results were slow? Or did you stay safe and allow fear to decide your path? The answer to that question will shape your entire story. The power of starting today. Many people promise themselves that they will start tomorrow. But tomorrow is a dangerous word. Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week becomes next year. And before long, the opportunity is gone. That is why the most powerful time to begin is today. Not when conditions are perfect. Not when you feel completely ready. But today. Because starting imperfectly is always better than waiting perfectly. You are capable of more. There is more strength inside you than you realize. More creativity. More resilience. More potential. But potential remains hidden until you decide to unlock it. Think about everything humans have accomplished. Cities built from empty land. Technology created from imagination. Dreams turned into reality. Every one of those achievements began with a decision. A decision to try. A decision to believe. A decision to act. This is your moment. Right now, as you hear these words, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to the same life you have always lived. The other path leads to growth, challenge, and transformation. The difference between those two paths is not talent. It is not luck. It is not opportunity. It is one decision. The decision to step forward. The decision to believe in yourself. The decision to commit to your future. The final message. Remember this truth for the rest of your life. You are one decision away from changing your habits. You are one decision away from building confidence. You are one decision away from chasing your dreams. You are one decision away from transforming your future. Do not underestimate the power of that moment. Because the life you want is not as far away as it seems. It is waiting on the other side of a decision. So decide today. Decide to grow. Decide to fight for your dreams. Decide to become the person you were meant to be. And when you do, something incredible will begin. Your life will start moving in a new direction. Your mindset will expand. Your opportunities will grow. And one day you will look back and realize something amazing. Everything changed. Because you made one decision. There is a powerful moment in every human life. A moment when something inside you wakes up. A moment when you look at your life and realize that you were meant for more. More growth. More impact. More purpose. But that realization alone is not enough. Because awareness without action changes nothing. The true turning point arrives when you make a decision. A firm, undeniable decision that your life will not remain the same. Your life can change faster than you think. Most people believe that change takes decades. But sometimes change begins instantly. The moment someone decides, I will become disciplined. I will stop wasting time. I will chase my dream. I will improve every day. That decision immediately changes your direction. And when direction changes, destiny follows. Imagine a plane flying across the ocean. If the pilot changes the direction by just a few degrees, the final destination becomes completely different. Your life works the same way. A small decision today can lead you to a completely different future. The decision to take responsibility. One of the most empowering decisions you can ever make is the decision to take full responsibility for your life. This does not mean everything that happened to you was your fault. Life is unfair sometimes. Circumstances can be difficult. But responsibility means something powerful. It means saying, my future is in my hands. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You stop blaming the past. You stop depending on luck. Instead, you start building your future step by step. And that mindset creates unstoppable people. Ordinary people, extraordinary decisions. Many people look at successful individuals and think they are different. But the truth is simpler. They were ordinary people who made extraordinary decisions. They decided to keep learning. They decided to keep improving. They decided to keep going when others stopped. History is filled with people who started with nothing. No money. No connections. No guarantees. But they had one powerful thing, a decision to succeed. And that decision fueled years of effort that eventually created remarkable lives. The voice that tries to stop you. Whenever you decide to change your life, a voice inside your mind will try to stop you. It will whisper things like, what if you fail? What if you embarrass yourself? What if you are not good enough? That voice is fear. And fear exists in every human mind. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is simply a test. It asks one question. Do you want this dream badly enough? The people who succeed are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear control their decisions. They feel fear and move forward anyway. Your habits create your identity. Another powerful truth is this. Your habits create your identity. If you wake up early every day, you become disciplined. If you exercise consistently, you become healthy. If you learn daily, you become knowledgeable. Your identity is not fixed. It evolves through your actions. And those actions begin with decisions. Decide to build powerful habits, and your identity will transform over time. Imagine the possibilities. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the life you truly want. A life where you feel proud of yourself. A life where you wake up excited about your goals. A life where your hard work has created freedom and opportunity. That life may feel distant right now. But every incredible life begins the same way. With a decision. The decision to stop settling. The decision to keep improving. The decision to chase something bigger than comfort.